Welcome to another tutorial with Cloud Solution Step. If you do ls, you will see the directory you created, which in my case, I called my directory Jenkins-dir. Make sure you cd into whichever directory you used in the configuration video that we did earlier. So I'll do ls. This is my directory right here. I'll cd into that directory. We'll do ls now. So now that I am in this directory, we have our Docker compose file inside the same directory. So I'm going to be using the Docker compose file a lot because it contains the definition of our service that we are using, which is Jenkins. So let's go to my browser now and check Jenkins to make sure it's all running. So come here, then I choose to right here. So okay, remember we at the part of configuration we added the username and then the password. Just click on click me sign in. Now the boom, I'm in my Jenkins dashboard. Now what happens if you want to stop the service or reboot your machine, right? So in this case, to stop the service, you just run a simple Docker compose stop. Now if I reload this browser now, if I just refresh the browser, you will see that the service is no longer up. So just click here to refresh. I see connecting. You see what we're having. So now because I have already stopped the service, the Jenkins server is no longer up. So I'm not able to connect to Jenkins. So now if I do a Docker ps, as you can see right here, you see that there is no container running on the you still have a network here, but in this case now, what do we do? Now, if you want to restart the service, then you will run the command docker compose start. So that is what we are going to do now. So we'll say docker compose start. It's as simple as that. Docker compose start. And then you see it's done. And then we do Docker ps again. You see container is back. And then if I come right in and reload the browser, you see it's already kicking in. You see it says please wait while Jenkins is getting ready to start. So that is how it works. So it takes few seconds and Jenkins is completely boot up. That is how it works. If you also want to reload your service, you can run Docker compose restart Jenkins. So what this is going to do, the Docker compose restart Jenkins, which is the name of the service that you want to restart. So this will stop and then it will start it back again. So let's try that. So we'll do Docker compose restart Jenkins. Alright, you see it's restarting. And then so now what if you want to completely delete your entire service, right? So in this case you will do a docker compose down. Docker compose down. So what is this going to do? This will delete everything related to your service, but it won't delete what we see in our volume. I'm going to explain that. So let's run this command. So you see it's stopping and then removing. So I said, that is not going to remove what we see in our volume, right? So if you remember our Docker Compose file, right? Let us take a look at our Docker Compose file. Alright. In this Docker Compose file, remember we created volumes here. Alright. So let's ls into our Jenkins pool. Let me clear my screen. ls Jenkins. So right here, we can see all the files that belong to Jenkins. So if we will create the service, it will look for this file in this directory, and then it will map the files into the container itself. So let us try. So with this now, what we are going to do, we'll do a Docker compose or -d. So let's try that. You say Docker compose or -d. Alright, so our service is coming back up. If we do Docker PS now, we should see that our service is up and running. Let's run Docker PS. Right there, you can see that our service is up and running, and you can see Jenkins page right here. You can see that Jenkins is also up. So this is really nice. These are just some few, Docker commands that you can use, especially like if you are just starting, getting used to these things. These are some few commands that you can use. So let's just break down, the sequence of the Docker compose command that I just, used. So first we did Docker compose stop. So this command stops all the services, defined in your Docker compose file, the .yml file. And when we do the Docker PS is the command that we use to list all currently running containers that you have. And then we did a Docker compose start. The Docker compose start command, it starts all the services that are previously, that were previously stopped. That is what it does. It started. And then when we did the Docker compose, we start Jenkins. So this command will start a service. So in our case, the service that we started was Jenkins. And then we do Docker compose down, right? Docker compose down, this command stops and removes all containers, networks, and volumes that is defined in your Docker compose .yml file. And then you do a Docker compose or -d. This command starts all the services that are defined in your Docker compose file, in the detached mode. So that is just what we have done. So now I'm going to be spending some time here in the Jenkins dashboard. So I don't need my terminal for now. Let me just do this and enlarge the screen. Now let's take a look at the Jenkins user interface. So I am in the Jenkins dashboard now. So right here we have this icon for creating new items. We have various styles. Here I will cover this. Alright. So right here we have the section for people. So here under these people right here we have users. And then the next thing I want to show you right here is the build history. So this section right there, the build history. So in this build history section, our task that we'll be doing, we will have a history here. So you will see, you will also see like the performance metrics, including how many tasks failed or succeeded, and so on. You'll be able to see all these on this dashboard right here. And then here we have the manage Jenkins. It indicates various configurations. Let's click on this guy. So here we have the system settings. Here we have credentials to configure our credentials. Here plugins, to add, disable, generally to configure, plugins. We have clouds here to add, remove, and configure cloud instances, to provision, agent on demand. We have all that there. We have security right there, security to secure Jenkins, define who is allowed access and so on. I want us to also pay attention to these credentials, because these credentials is used to manage the sensitive data, like password, keys, and so on. So we will be exploring and using these features, to gain a better understanding. So we're going to be using all these things a lot in this course. So this is just more like a summary, but we'll be going into more details as we go along in this course. So that's it on the introduction to the Jenkins UI. So the next video now, we'll start creating our first Jenkins job, and I'll be doing more explanation on that. So see you in the next lesson.